My name's Brad. If you like TCG, including Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, One Piece, and more, please like and subscribe to watch ripping new product as I grow the channel, Trade Titans. This video is going to be a bit of a different one, so it's going to be a bit for everybody. The first part I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the Lorwyn Eclipsed Bundles, so you can still find these around. They're not super rare at the moment. They will go out of stock at some point. They're about $80. I think that's actually MSRP, so if you find them for $80, go for gold. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to open this up, sort of do the whole pull-in that I always do. But I had a bit of a challenge from someone who I was playing against last night to do the same as what he did, which was open this up, build a deck from it. Jordan built a Merfolk deck from this. I'm going to attempt to do a... well, it'll depend on what I actually pull from here. But I'm going to attempt to do an elemental deck, because I think there's quite a few elementals in this. I'm not all over the Lorwyn cards still, but I did actually open up, obviously, a few collector booster boxes. So we'll see what we get and what I can build out of it. I also actually don't know what you get in the bundles. Obviously play boosters. There's a bit of other stuff. So just to kind of show off everything you get in the box first. We have, obviously, your little counters, some little art cards. You've got your D20, which are actually pretty cool. It's a cool turquoisey gold combo. The artwork box, which is awesome for storing cards. I have about 30 different boxes kicking around. I'm not sure what's in there. There. We then have nine play boosters. So we'll open up these first. Again, not sure what these are. So the first part of this video, oh, these are metal tokens. That's cool. And, oh no, they're not metal. I thought they were. All right, so just the lands pack. I'm wondering if this is, oh, it's not foil lands. So yeah, the first part of this video is going to be the opening up of all the cards to show off what's actually in there. The second part of this video is going to be actually trying to build a deck based on what I've got. And then I will actually try and showcase, I say yeah, it is foil lands with the kindling. Man, Australia is really bad for the pringling effect. You can kind of see it, but you can really feel the bending in these cards. It's crazy. So, yeah, we'll get through the pack opening first, and then, yeah, we'll go into the deck building after that. So we'll actually be splitting these into colors as I open them up as well. Not so much as the rarity. And I will be limited to only building a deck out of what I get in here. So red, black, blue, white, green, neutral. Actually, that came out exactly in order. Oh, it's going to be a bit harder because there's a lot of multicolor ones in this. Red, white. All right, so our first rare we've got. So we've got an elemental, which is good because this is the deck that I was actually hoping to build. So Lava Leaper, all creatures have haste. Actually, that's cool. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of that type to their land produced. That is really cool for me. So that's going to be a staple. And then we've got a Winnowing for sorcery. So Convoke, good for spell casting. So that's a white. We then got our foil, which is the Changeling Wayfinder, which is changelings are every creature, so it could go well on an elemental deck. And then we've got our Mountain for our card. Well, I might be in for some luck pulling an elemental rare straight off the bat, so that's pretty cool. All right, we've got blue, white, green, red. I still actually haven't built decks out before, so this is probably still not the right way of actually playing this, but we'll just have to see how I go. Pretty cool. Spell Snare, that's actually a good card, to be honest, for the blue deck. 1 mana cost to counter spells is pretty awesome. Alright, so we've got a Kindred Sorcery Elf, That's a high mana cost for our first rare. So mix. We've then got our foil Wandering Preacher for white. We've then got our land. Oh, and then we've got one of these cards. Alright, so our token. I actually probably should just be looking for the cards that say elemental on them, but I'll do that afterwards. I'll just get the colors out first. So we've got a white, a green. Could end up being a. Oh, what did I put the? Could end up being an elf deck as well. Around Scout Black, enchantment. Green. Oh, cool. All right, so we've got a first full art, Eclipsed Flamekin for an uncommon. White instant. We've got Curse Crafter for mixed. Thoughtweft Lieutenant. So Kithkin for mixed. Oh, okay, cool. So we've got a shock land. That is really cool. That's a good hit. So add white or blue. Probably. See, I don't even know what deck this is actually going to build into. So a first good land, common white, then a foil land. That Shockland was a really good pull, actually. That's pretty cool. So we've got an elf. All right. Tree folk. Another tree folk. So maybe they'll end up being a white green. We'll see. So elemental. Goblin warlock. Black. Elemental warrior. Enchantment Aura for white. Eclipse Realm land. So lands are like, as I get better at, well, I'm not good at Magic here, but as I get better, I realize basically the staple of most decks is having good lands that synergize with your cards. So this is good for Elf, Fairy, Giant, Goblin, Kithkin, Merfolk, and Tree Folk. So everything but Elemental. Elf Berserker. Instant. This dude is awesome. I see him in Arena all the time. So he comes in with 5/1/1, so he's a 1/1 at the start. And yeah, I get to keep dropping the 1/1s off him as more creatures come in. That's pretty cool. So he's rare, and then I've got a double rare pack. So I've got Sunderflock. That's a huge cost. And then we've got a foil instant in green. And we've got another foil. Foil land? No, not foil. So it's looking more and more like it probably won't be an elemental deck. The second part of the video is going to be quite long, noting that I don't really know how to go about building a deck just yet. It'll be the first time I've kind of put a decent amount of effort in. So Blight Rot. But it's kind of fun to do. I really watched Jordan putting his deck together. Probably took him sort of 40 minutes to an hour. And it seemed like a pretty fun sort of setup. It would be funny to go Merfolk because that's what he went for, Merfolk. So there's quite a few Merfolk rocking up in this. Warren Torchmaster. Flock Imposter. So white. Another Merfolk. Oh, Reaping Willow looks sick. So another Tree Folk. Lifelink. Oh, so we got our first Mythic. Spine Rock Tyrant, Creature Dragon. I actually didn't realize there's dragons in this. Flying Wither. So yeah, attacks with -1/1 counters. Whenever you cast an instance or sorcery spell with a single target, you may copy it. If you do, those spells gain Wither. Wow, that is cool. So you can just spread -1/1s everywhere. And then we've got a Mud Button Curse Tosser, Goblin Warlock, and then our land. Alright, so we are over halfway. We've done 5 packs out of the 9. I don't know how it comes across in the video, but sitting here doing this is totally different to all the other videos I do where I'm just kind of opening it up and looking for the big hits, but this is really about trying to understand what the cards actually do. Surly Farrier, Cinder Strike, Barbed Bloodletter. I think it's actually not a bad card. Obviously, probably not going to go to any decks that I build, but yeah, adds Wither. Yeah, adds Wither and a bit more defensive. Stratsora. So Changeling, so it's every creature type with lifelink 2/3. That's actually pretty good. Good defensive. Darkness, Sorcery. Or on Torchmaster we had Spell Snare, another good counter target. So 1 cost to counter a 2 mana spell is pretty awesome. Flock Imposter. Figure of Fable, so creature Kithkin, rare. Cool artwork. Really cool artwork. Sweet. Alright, so that's a mixed. Then we've got a foil Gravekill and then a foil land. So whilst I do have quite a few Lorwyn cards, it'll only be the cards that are coming out of this deck that go into building it out, obviously, because it's essentially like a draft out of a bundle. So green, Sorcery, Burning Curiosity, Bob Vogart, Wary Farmer, that's a mixed color. Creature Goblin, green. That looks really cool. Pretty cheap cost. Oh, so let's go with this. This creature enters with 2 -1/1 counters on. Now spend mana to remove a counter from this creature. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Activated as a sorcery. So yeah, if you could keep putting -1/1s on -1/1s on this guy while spending the mana, you could just keep indestructible on him. That's pretty cool. Merfolk Wizard. Alright, oh, so we've got a rare borderless. So Brigade's Command. So Kithkin. I've got a few Kithkin now, so to see. Reckless Ransacking, a foil, and then our land and one of those cards. Right, so we've got an Aura, Tweeze. Actually, I use Tweeze when I'm have my red deck on Arena. Blighted Blackthorn, Unexpected Assistance, Reluctant, Chaos Spewer. So it's actually a good combination, being the black red for the mana cost. Makes it a bit easier to get cards out. Moonglaive Extractor, Kindle of the Inner Flame, Pyrrhic Strike, Gut Split again. Black. Here we go. So we've got a rare. So Bree of Clan, Stout Arm, so Giant Warrior. Oh, and we've got another Mythic now. Ah, cool. So we've got another Elemental. I haven't got that many Elementals, I don't think. So, however, so this is a red-white. When this creature enters, if white-white was spent to cast it, create 2 green and white Kithkin creatures. When this creature enters, if red was spent, cast it. Creatures you control get +1/1 and gain haste until the end of turn. Oh, cool. Evoke. You may cast a spell for the evoke cost if you do sacrifice. Yeah, so if you've got white on the board and you want to bring it out a bit earlier on, yeah, you can spend some of your creatures for the mana cost. That's pretty cool. Here we go there. Then we've got a Gilt Leaf foil and then a standard land. All right, last pack. So run away together. Liminal hold. Dawn Light Archer. Brambleback Brute. Malice. Blossom Mind. Actually, I see this one pop up a bit. Yeah, that's pretty cool, yeah. Changeling again. Scar. Clachan Festival. Morkan Eyes. Iron Shield Elf. So we've got Kindling. Enchantment. So that's a white. And we've got another rare actually. Rare foil. Deep Wave Navigator. Oh yeah, so this is what he had as a staple in his deck. He had 2 of these out. So you can add 1/0s. Yeah, cool. Okay. Alright, so that is the opening of the cards. Now I'm going to try and figure out how to actually build a deck out of this. So I'm going to figure out what... I think it's going to be Tree Folk or Elemental based on the cards that I pulled. Have a look at the lands. So as this land needs to choose... Oh, Elemental. Oh, so Elementals are in this, sorry. So it's basically everything from Lorwyn. And the shock land is blue-white. So probably should lean towards a blue-white or a mono-white deck. So we'll just have a look at what we have in the white. Oh, and I mean, not that I really want to go build a Merfolk deck right on top of Jordan's one, but yeah, when this creature enters, untap each Merfolk you control. As long as you attack with 3 or more Merfolk this turn, Merfolk you control get 1/0. So I mean, that's leaning towards a blue-white. But then I could build a white elemental. Right, let's make some room. So we've got an elemental, that'll be the elemental pile. So we've got another red-white. So another target creature you control, which could be the elementals, gain flying and lifelink until the end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that without paying its mana costs. Oh, so that could be a way to bring out a huge elemental. So that will go into the elemental pile for red-white. Goblin Warlock. Don't really want goblins yet, I don't think. Kithkin. Choose to create a token copy of a target Kithkin you control, which I won't. Or if I do Kithkin, target players create a 1/1 green-white Kithkin. Target creature you control gains 3/3 until the end of turn. Target creature you control gets fights target creature and opponent doesn't control, so an extra kind of fight from 1. So if I went red, white, green, that would be viable under the elemental pile. At the beginning of your end step, if another creature entered the battlefield under your control, surveil. Elemental, when this creature enters, whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Yeah, so I can pay for that for red. Kithkin, so green-white. So obviously all the Kithkin are green-white, so this creature becomes a Kithkin Scout with base power and toughness 2/3. So if I pay extra 2 mana, if this creature is a scout, upgrade. If this creature is a scout, it becomes a Kithkin Soldier with base power 4/5. And then for 6 mana, if this is a soldier, it becomes a Kithkin Avatar with base power toughness 7/8. That's actually really cool. Maybe Kithkin is actually on the tables then. Shapeshifter, Changeling with lifelink. So I'll put Changeling over here for any type. So if it's to go Tree Folk, this creature enters with 2 -1/1s. Remove counters from this creature. Return a target creature with mana 3 less from the graveyard. Activate as a sorcery. Right, I have to keep that in mind. So Kithkin Soldier, Whenever this creature or another Kithkin you control enters, target creature you control gets 1/1, gains trample. Okay, so Kithkin is definitely on the cards now. So goblins, so death touch. Whenever another goblin you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. So for building goblins, elemental, so blue-red, which I can do with the red. When this creature enters, look at the top of your 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an elemental, an island, mountain card from among them, and put it in your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library. So yeah, that's viable. Probably not going to be used this card. So kindred sorcery, elf, crit. So that'd be if I get enough elves. Yeah, right. Oh, well, I've got 2 of them there. So Chaos Spear, so I can get this out, but that's a goblin, so we'll leave him in the goblin pile. A fairy, first fairy we've seen. Oh, I haven't. Oh, it's a blue-black, that's why. Alright, so this is probably going to be the merfolk area, the blues. Actually, we haven't separated auras yet. Instant. I won't bother showing these. I'll just show the creatures for now. We'll go through the instants later. So merfolk wizard. So we're going to run out of room real quick here. So many creatures. Fairy rogue. So that's a fairy. Merfolk rogue. Instant. So we've got a blue elemental here. I'm probably not going to be building blue elementals, but we'll keep that in mind. I'll just have to make a pile of stuff because I'm completely out of room now. So instant. Merfolk soldier. Merfolk rogue. So we've got another elemental in blue. So we'll chuck him up in the maybe elemental. So Sunderflock for an elemental creature. So there's actually quite a few blue elementals. Actually, I did have a blue-white Shockland too, so we'll have to see. Merfolk Citizen. Enchantment Aura. Instant. Man, blue-white could actually be viable. I mean, blue-white-green as well, but Elemental Wizard, Enchantment Aura, and Elemental Stratosaur. Alright, so that's the blue pile done. Now onto the black, which is obviously going to be like the goblins and the dark elves, I think. So I have to make an elf pile. Instant. Goblin Berserker. Oh, Lord. Actually, they can go up in the goblin pile. Elf Warlock for elves. Treefolk Warlock. Vile Boggart, so a goblin. Sorcery. So I put that in the. So, artifacts as well. Wow. We've then got a Goblin Warlock again. An instant. Goblin Warlock. Elf. Sorcery. And Elf. And another artifact. Alright, cool. So I'm guessing the red. So black is obviously the goblins. Sorry, the elves. And goblins actually. I'm guessing this is going to be the same. So giants. So we've got a red elemental here. And again, this will work with a red-white. If I build it, create a creature token, copy of a target creature you control, except haste. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so elemental into the red. What was that creature? Was that? Oh yeah, elemental. Instant, goblin, sorcery, dragon. So there's only one dragon in this whole thing. Oh, one that I've seen so far. It's really cool, but I don't think it's going to fit anywhere. So I think you are just going to end up going to the side. Goblin, elemental, instant, goblin, another elemental, Another elemental. Alright, so we're back to maybe a red-white. But I mean, green was looking good for the Kithkin, and now we're onto the green cards. So actually we've still got the white to go as well. So we've got another elf in green. Another elf, enchantment, elemental in green, sorcery, Kithkin. So 2 mana, target creature you control gets 1/1, gains vigilance until the end of turn, activated as sorcery. Instant. Yes, that's a Kithkin as well, and he's really good. Elf, tree folk, Kithkin advisor. Spells cost 1 less to cast if you control Kithkin. When this creature enters, draw a card. Elf, Kithkin. I'm really torn. Like it's now looks like it's going to be between Kithkin and elementals. And we've got a sorcery. The last one, white, and this could be a game changer for, well, either Kithkin or the elementals, because it was looking like white. We'll have to see. Enchantment. So just for that, because this could come into play later on. Creatures you control get XX, where X is the number of creatures that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1 green and white Kithkin creature. Okay, so that's good for Kithkin. I'll just chuck that in the Kithkin pile, actually. More Kithkin. When enchantment enters, create a 2... Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, wow. When this enchantment enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent opponent controls until the enchantment. So yeah, lock it onto this, and I gain life. Pyrrhic Strike. I'll just chuck that over there for now. So Kithkin Soldier again. So pretty strong mid to early game mana count. Whenever another creature you control enters, well, this creature has -1/1. Okay, cool. Giant. Actually had a giant somewhere there. Kithkin Scout. So exile this card from your graveyard. Create a green-white Kithkin creature token. Activate only as a sorcery. So there is definitely some synergy. Shapeshifter. Instant. We'll chuck over there for now. Shapeshifter. I should chuck these. The Merfolk. Where's the Merfolk pile? Oh, there. Yeah, I didn't end up with too many Merfolk, so that's kind of popping up now. Enchantment. Tree Folk. Kithkin Knight. When this creature enters, creatures you control get +1/+0 until the end of turn. Kithkin creatures you control also get first strikes on it. Wow. So he's like definitely mid game. Instant. Merfolk Cleric. Kithkin Knight again. Merfolk. Sorcerer. Let's go through this one because it's a rare. Oh yeah, so I can use creatures to cast spells. That actually could come into play. And then we've got a Merfolk Soldier at the end. Oh wait, actually, and another Kithkin. Alright, so when we're looking at how many creatures or direct buffs we have quite a few of those. And then in my elemental pile, noticeably less. I'm not really too interested in going goblin, so we can put them to the side for now. I'm not interested in elf. The dragon and giants are going to have to go, I think. The changelings could come in handy just because there's a lot of... obviously I can count them as Kithkin. Double check. Yeah, every creature type. Elemental can stay just in case. Actually, that can go in that pile too. Elf, not going to happen. Tree folk, not going to happen. These are the sorceries and instants. Sorry, sorcery enchantments. I'll just check these artifacts off real quick. I think they're both black, aren't they? Yeah, so they're gone. Merfolk are gone. Fairies are gone. Right, that gets rid of most of it. What do we got up here? Oh, these are the merfolk as well, aren't they? Yeah, so merfolk gone. Alright, so when we go looking at elementals, because I think it's going to end up being Kithkin now, so it'll end up being a green-white deck, which sucks because it doesn't work with the shock land that I have, but if I went elemental, so I'd have a, well, obviously only one of these lands I have, but choose elemental, add a neutral, add a generic, add 1 mana of any color to spend this mana only to cast spells from the chosen type, so make it easy to bring out elementals. But obviously I'm going to do that for Kithkin as well. And this one is a white-blue, which would work with elementals. So both the lands are viable for elemental. There was quite a few blue elementals too. So if I was going to go elemental deck though, I'm not going to be going green, because I don't want to have to put green lands in for 1 card. So when this creature enters, target creature gains flying until the end of turn, basic land cycling, 2 mana, discard this card, search your library for a basic land card. Yeah, okay, but man, I don't actually really understand. Like, unless you're going landfall, I don't understand why you would sacrifice a 5 mana to bring out another land. Because 5 mana, you should be able to pretty much cast anything in your deck. Alright, so I'm going to say probably not. Or there's just a mechanic there that I'm just not very knowledgeable on. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature gets 2/0 and gains vigilance until the end of turn. Sweet. Yeah, so he could ramp with a lot of spells coming out. Still not really sure if I'd be able to figure that one out. This spell costs X less to cast, where the X is the greatest mana value among elementals you control. Okay, so at a minimum you're going to need to have 2 blue mana, but if you've got 7 elementals out, you can bring this guy out. So flying, when this creature enters, if you cast it, return all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hand. Oh, so you can essentially a board wipe. Interesting. Whenever you cast a spell with mana, oh yeah, we had him. And then flying, yes, yeah, so that land cycling one. Alright, so you got a passive sort of board wipe in there. Again, because I'm versing Jordan, I know he's building Merfolk, so he doesn't have many elementals, if any. Alright, so if there's any good elementals in here, elementals still may be viable, and go for a blue-red deck. So Explosive Prodigy, Vivid, when this creature enters, it deals X damage to target creature and opponent controls. X is the number of colors among permanents you control. So it'd be doing 2 damage, because it'd be a blue-red. Oh, actually, it could be a blue-white-red. So maximum 3 for 2 mana cost. And he's a 1/1. All creatures have haste, which I love. Whenever a player taps a basic land for mana, that player... Oh, whenever a player, so the other player as well, taps a basic land for mana, that player adds mana of 1 mana and any type that land produced. So double mana, that's crazy actually. This creature gets 1/0 and gains menace until the end of turn for 2 mana. Same one? No. When this creature enters, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Okay, cool. So that's if you had a very heavy deck, I think. So when this creature enters, exile the top card of your library until the next. So if you, yeah, probably not my favorite card there. So Kindred Sorcery Elemental, create a token that's a copy of the target creature you control, except it has haste, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this token. So you got one go at it, and then you can flash back this card. Pull 3 elementals. Okay. Elemental Scout. When this creature enters, look at the top of your 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an elemental, island, mountain, and among them, and put it into your hand. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you could cycle him in and out, you could keep just looking at the top of the deck. When this creature enters, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 greater, you discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So not an elemental, but another target creature you control gains flying and lifelink. Yeah, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, you got the ability to draw like exile cards until you draw something heavy, hopefully. And the mythic elemental, when this creature enters, oh yeah, so it's white, you get Kithkins. So this actually could go into the Kithkin deck as well. When this creature enters, if it's red, it gains haste. Yeah, alright, cool. So I don't think I'm going to go elemental. And I will chuck this over into the Kithkin deck. Which ended up being, so it's going to have to be Kithkin that I make. So these cards are viable, these cards are viable. All right. So we've got red, white, green, white. All right, so we're very light. Well, we don't have to have red, so we're going to go 2 colors. I don't really care for that hallowed fountain anymore. However, I think Jordan's really going to want that because I think he's running red, white, blue. So, pretty much safe to say we've got one of these cards. We're going to chuck in 10. Oh, what's the mana cost here? Now we'll have to separate it into mana cost. So these are all 2 mana. So 2, 1, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1. It's pretty good mana cost, to be honest. Pretty happy with this. 5. Here's a 6. And a 3. Yeah, cool. So quite a few 2 and 3s, and then slows down, which means I don't have a lot of heavy hitters, like high end game. But again, this is going to be a standard deck, so that's pretty perfect, being 2 mana and 3 mana costs with a few 4s. All right, so green. So we don't need that many white by the looks of it, but we do need a few more greens. So well, at the end of it, it's going to be well, we're going to need whites for those. Maybe by the time you're casting these, you pretty much have quite a few lands out, obviously, because you're looking at like sort of turn 5, 6, 7. So probably going to lean towards a few more whites. No, we'll have to split even. So go 11, 23. So I have 23 lands in this, and then how many creatures? So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So that's 16 creatures. So we're up to 39, and we've got 21 spaces to fill. So again, we can go, probably do need a few more creatures in there as well, because there's more about scaling creatures with a lot of mechanics. So So we'll say that's now 40. Just so I can remember my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, is that an enchantment? Oh, cool. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we're sitting at 45. So we've got 15 spaces. We are building green, white. Which actually means I could put this elemental back in. When this creature enters, you gain life equal to the number of colors among permanents you control. So at best 3 life. It's got Death Touch with a 4 mana cost. So that's a possible creature to chuck in. We'll see how many spells and stuff we get. So we'll go for auras first. So 2 mana cost. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Blight sacrifices aura, exile. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. So that'll go in. So 3 mana cost, flash, so faster than instant. Enchant creature, when this aura enters, enchanted creature gains trample and indestructible. Oh, that's good. We'll have to. Oh, and you get a 2/0 permanently for the creature. So it gets trample and indestructible for 1 turn. Which means they're probably not going to bother blocking, because even if they could block the damage. Yeah, so that's a possible. Oh, that's the same. We're not doing blue either, so they're out. All right. So we've got 3 potential auras, and we're sitting at 45 cards at the moment. Well, 46, so that's a guaranteed. So we're going to our sorceries. So Convoke. I am planning on having quite a few creatures, so this could be good. So for each player, you choose a creature that player controls, which would be Merfolk if I was versing Jordan. Then each player sacrifices all other creatures they control that don't share the creature type. Oh, okay, so I choose... Oh, so for each player, you choose a creature that player controls. Oh, so I would obviously choose a Kithkin, which you won't have most likely. For each player, you choose a creature that player controls. Yeah, so if he's got nothing but Merfolk out, the Merfolk survives. So we'll say maybe on that one. Leaning towards having it as an endgame board wipe, because if I'm chucking out 6 mana, hopefully he's got 2 different creatures. So Convoke, so destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Yeah, okay, cool. That's going in. Actually, yeah, we can have shapeshifters that are white as well. So flash, flying. Return one other target creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay, so then I can cycle creatures as well. So that's actually pretty good. We'll chuck him in. So we're just saying, oh, I forgot the card number, so anyway. So instant, target creature gets 2/2 and gains first strike. Okay, cool, so I can chuck that on when I'm defending. Yeah, cool, that's definitely going in. As an additional cost, you can cast a spell Blight 2, so I get -2/-2 on a creature. Yeah, and it's a -1/-1 on a single, like it says a creature, and I can't split it, it looks like. Choose one. If this spell's additional cost was paid, choose both instead. So I can destroy a target artifact or enchantment. If I play the Blight, I can also destroy target creature with a mana value 3 or greater. Okay, yeah, that's going in. Oh, cool, enchantments. I thought I put all the enchantments in the other pile. When this enchantment enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent, and opponent controls until the enchantment. Okay, yeah, so chuck one of his non-land permanents under this card, and I gain a life. That can go in. We are doing green. Search the library for... Yep, that's going in. Choose one, destroy a target creature with flying. Destroy target enchantment. Create a 2/2 green elf. So I'm not doing elves, but those other 2 are pretty handy. So that'll be a maybe. Target creature you control gets 2/2, gains hexproof until the end of turn. It can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponent control. It's pretty good for 1 mana cost, to be honest. So yeah, that can go in as well. Maybe. Target creature you control gets 1/0 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to 1 target creature. Yeah, that's pretty cool as well. Actually, what I might do is, just because I'm getting a few of these now, that can be in a definite, most likely, possible. Yeah, they're probably going into. Are we doing red? No, we're not doing red. No black, no blue. All right. So we know, I better check this numbers again. So we're saying 23 lands. That includes that land there. These are going in. These are definitely going in. These are going in. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. We'll chuck this one in, 56. So that gives me a bit of death touch in there. 56. So 57. So this one is when enchantment enters, create a trampoline indestructible. Destroy target creature with flying. Destroy target enchantment. So the enchantment actually is interesting, but for 3 mana cost, destroy it. So this is a one-time effect, obviously. This is an aura. Yeah, I'll probably just go 2 of those. And what's this one over here? This was out of the pack, sorry, earlier. Enchantment. Creatures you control get XX, but X is the number of creatures that enter the... Oh yeah, okay, actually we'll chuck that in there. And I think I'll just fill the rest out with land. So I think we're looking pretty good. Let's make sure there's no other cool cards that got mixed up in any other piles. Alright, so that's definitely all land. That was the land from the sleeved pack. This has actually been pretty fun. I've really quite enjoyed this. I understand why Jordan enjoys doing this so much. Right. These can all go. Yeah, right, sweet. All right, cool. Well, that's it. We might just do a recap on what cards we end up having. So for enchantment, sorcery, land, creature, sorcery, creature. So it's an artifact, but it's also a it's a shapeshifter, sorry. For some reason I thought things said Kithkin earlier, but obviously it can be a Kithkin. But yeah, I get to add mana, which is pretty good. So that's pretty handy. So that'll obviously, if I pull that out anywhere between sort of like early mid-game to mid-game, that'll ramp me up into late game pretty quick. So that's good. So that is a more artifact. Creature. Right, so that's the changeling creatures, shapeshifters. Elemental creature, Kithkin. Elemental. So that'll obviously just be a white elemental. So because I'm running a white-green deck. When this creature enters, I'll be paying white. I create 2 green Kithkin creature tokens. So, and then I can do white to evoke. You may cast a spell for its evoke cost if you do sacrifice when it enters. Kill. Enchantment. Kithkin. Oh, it's an enchantment though. When this enchantment enters, create 2. Okay, so let's create more Kithkin. Sorcery. So for this one, choose 2, create a token, copy that's another target Kithkin. So that'd probably be awesome if I get that Bristlebane. Target player creates a white-green Kithkin creature token. So I could actually throw a green Kithkin 1/1 onto another team and then use the sorcery or whatever it was to choose a target creature or name a target creature on his team, which would be a Kithkin as well. So I can either give myself a Kithkin or I can chuck it on someone else's team to kind of wipe their board. So they'll pair up with Winnowing is the card, sorry. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Target creature you control gets an opponent. Target creature you control fights. Oh yeah, cool. So I've got something big out. I can just generate an early combat phase. So that's really cool. And then I've got another Kithkin Kithkin creature. Sweet. So that is the deck. And I hope that was as enjoyable for you as it was for me. I thought it was pretty cool. I hope the opening was pretty awesome. We obviously got a couple of mythics in there. I'm used to opening up collector booster boxes, so not as many mythics as normal. But I mean, we pulled a Shockland, we pulled a Dragon, and I think there was one more mythic in there as well. But the Bristlebane was actually a pretty awesome pull for the fact that I ended up going for a Kithkin deck. So the next video will hopefully be a video of Jordan and I battling. But we'll see. Cheers. Bye.